Do you think that from Legion to the end of the current raid here in Shadowlands, if Sylvanas would be set off by the word of serve, would have helped the story now?
Yeah, if she would have been set off. So I imagine this is if she would have been set off by the word serve, would it help the story now? Which is yes, obviously. That's kind of thing where the problem there is it came out of nowhere. So people don't understand it. They don't understand why. There's like how do I put this? It's like there's a logical explanation to it. You go, oh, well, she was annoyed by the word serve. She was, it called back to a time of trauma. Okay, she's reacted funny. That would be fine if not for the fact it was the first time. Like you say, it would be better if she did it before. Because it does make sense based on her character. It just doesn't make sense based on anything from, not even from Legion. It doesn't make sense based on anything from Warcraft 3 to now, because fuck. Okay, there's a way they could do this interestingly, but think about what Sylvanas has been doing and what she's been able to do historically. Her ultimate in Warcraft 3 as a Banshee was possession. She could literally mind control people forever. She's always been the servant of someone, and she's always made people her servants. She's mind controlled people. She's raised people against their will, which is, fuck. The whole thing, if you've ever done the opening of, Undead questline, or the starting zone, either in Classic or in Post-Cata, you'll know that being raised from the dead is not a pleasant experience. It's being raised into this cursed, permanent existence, which is interestingly kind of antinatalist in a way, if you know what that is. But it's that idea of it just doesn't work. But that's what the problem Blizzard generally have with their storytelling. They have ideas in their head. They have all of these great fucking fantastic ideas in the writer's room, and they don't go with it. They just don't ever let us know what they are, because they can't. They don't have the time. They don't have the resources. And that's what I was talking about way earlier when I was talking about the idea of having a change in pace, a change in direction where they would focus on lore instead of story. But it is profoundly that. So it would have been better if they'd set up the story, but they haven't set up the story. They've never set up stories long enough, especially recently, where they've been rocketing from one plot point to another. And that's kind of it. But you can imagine this. You can imagine how it would have worked if, if she's called a hypocrite for this idea, or, if her character arc was to end with her, siding with the jailer genuinely because she has this history of forcing people to serve, or if, fuck man, it's really annoying because there's so many ideas, so many things they could do substantially fucking better. Like, if she had, in that moment where she was annoyed and she was, pulled back to the trauma of serve, what Arthur said, there's a world where that was substantially further drawn out, not necessarily set up, but if she had thought about all of her history as, as someone who forced other people to serve, then that would be an element of character development where she realizes she's done wrong in that sense. And there's technically still room for that in her arc, but it'll be coming 7 to 8 months after we've seen the big reveal, which means it's all kind of lackluster. But those would be the multiple solutions. Thank you very much. What the fuck?
Oh no!
You're such an idiot. There we go. I've got my Pepsi. Fuck, you're actually a buffoon. How did you not think this through?
It was supposed to be a comedy bit.
Yeah. Well, it was funny.
Hello, everyone.
It was kind of funny.
It was supposed to be a comedy bit where it would smoothly descend out of frame, and then Matt could grab the Beppis and continue smoothly on with his statement. But I clamped the magic arm so tight that it just got stuck to the Pepsi. So there you go. Yeah. Another gag ruined.
Yeah, no, the point I was just making was there's so many ways they could have handled it. They could have handled it, you know, she hears serve. It's been the case for ages where she's not liked serving. She's had the reaction to that before. Great. Or there's the angle where the fact that she's made people to serve for her entire post-death career could be involved in some capacity instead of hand waved away. Yeah. Any which way. Any which fucking way, please. Please.
Any which way. Okay. Oh, Sylvanas. Yeah. I mean, the whole serve thing just... Here's the thing. The plot they're going for... Can't believe I'm going to say this. Told differently, the plot they're going for works and probably would be quite good and fun. The problem is, if you condense this thing about Sylvanas, and yes, there is foreshadowing, etc., but if you condense the actual moment into that little, and then she just literally gets triggered by a single word, in the same way that she got triggered by Sarfang, then Sylvanas is unfortunately rather tropey, and I don't like that. You know, I mean, I can't wait. You know, now that Matthias and Flynn are banging, God, one of them's going to get fridged. We're going to hit that trope next. Oh, yeah. And they're going to totally not even realize they've done it.
I hope not.
But, you know, it's like, yeah, man, with Sylvanas, come on. You could have told that story, but it's just knowing it in Final Fantasy, that would have been a friggin'... Just think about my Praetorium experience, and I mean, you know so much more than I do, but I at least feel like that would have, you know, we would have chewed the fat in that one. We would have really understood the motivations of these characters so that we, the player, can enjoy their story. Because when you watch a Netflix show, generally, you kind of understand the motivations and the, you know, et cetera, the people involved. It just hasn't really worked out with old Sylvanas.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's, you're saying the plot could have been done correctly. That's what I think. The writer's room is full of good ideas. It's just, in the translation to what we get, it's completely scuffed.
Yeah.
At least I'd hope so. Maybe the writers are also full of bad ideas, but doesn't seem that way to me. So it doesn't.
Yeah, no, that'd be that.